Okay, so adding graphics to these units. It's pretty simple, really. Just go to Insert Background from File. Now, you go to a folder where you have graphics saved in. For instance, if I choose this one, if it asks you if you would like to fill the screen, you say yes, keep proportions no. It'll fill the display. Don't like it? Delete it. Do another one. Insert background from file. Now on this unit, you can use image files, bitmap images, GIF images, JPGs, PNGs, AVIs, MPEG-4s, and WMVs. The sign will understand them all. I've just got a bunch of AVIs. I find them just easier to work with. General rule of thumb is if you can play the AVI on a media player on your computer, like Windows Media Player or something, it should have no problems being ported into OMedia. Your graphics you are going to want to save locally. OMedia will pitch a fit if you set these graphics into a network shared drive. What OMedia does is it posts a file path to the graphic. It doesn't actually save the graphic itself. It saves a file path to it on your PC, and it can't see shared drives. Now you can use either the content that we've provided inside of the OMedia software package. You can get to those by going to the media library. Go to full color here. We can do things like this. Choose yes, no, and then we got some fireworks. If you're going to make your own stuff, you can either make them GIFs or AVIs. That's what I would stick with as far as creating. You can also do bring in static images like bitmaps. If you're going to make a static image or if you're going to make a graphic image, you're going to want to make sure that you find out what the pixel count of the sign is first. For instance, my sign that I'm working with is a 64 by 128. Okay? So if I were to make a graphic like this in Animation Shop or something like that, I would want to either begin creating it on a 64 by 128 palette, or I would create it and then resize it to 64 by 128. The more pixels you have, the better resolution you're going to get. So people with smaller signs aren't going to get as good a resolution as people with larger ones. That's life in the big city when it comes to LED signs. So this particular one, the one that I'm working with, an A-series 64 by 128, that's pretty decent. You can get some pretty good stuff up there on a 16 millimeter pitch. If I bring up this one and then insert time over it, make that shadow of black around it, make it a little bit bigger, and play. You see, I can put the time in front of rotating background. you could do that as well. I mean, you could create a graphic that advertises something in the background. And then, for instance, you can take this. Okay, the customer can make a text box that is a little bit smaller. And then a little bit wider, and maybe put some pricing information or something here with, you know, the graphic running over here so they can see most of it, and then the pricing information.